Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on this bill, important bill, relating to weapons of mass destruction. So the weapons of mass destruction include anything that is capable of inflicting mass casualties and or destroying or rendering high-value assets as useless. So, in the hands of state actors as well as non-state actors, weapons of mass destruction can cause a much greater scale of damage than any conventional weapon can cause. So, as per international obligations, this is an amendment bill to the Act of Parliament that was passed in 2005. The Weapons of Mass Destruction and their Delivery Systems, Prohibition of Unlawful Act 2005. We are seeking to amend this bill through this. We are seeking to amend this act through this bill. What is this amendment all about? I would like to broadly mention why this amendment is necessary. The 2005 Act did not have any provisions criminalizing financing of activities related to weapons of mass destruction. So therefore, in this particular Act of 2005, we are seeking to insert a new provision as 12A, which will appear after Section 12 in the Act, sir. The Section 12 in the original Act related to prohibition on brokering. The Section 8 of the previous Act related to prohibition relating to weapons of mass destruction. Section 10 related to prohibition as regards intimidating acts. Section 11 related to prohibition of export. And Section 12 refer to prohibition on brokering. But prohibition to financing activities relating to financing of weapons of mass destruction was not there. That provision did not exist. But in the light of UN Security Council resolutions, see, there was a UN Security Council registration, resolution 1540.
Request all members to please go back to their seats. I request all members to please go back to your seats.
And the 2005 Act, as I mentioned, did not have provision for the financing of terror activities. I'd like to read this new insertion of Section 12A in the proposed Act. So the Section 12A reads as follows: no person shall finance any activity which is prohibited under this Act, the Weapons of Mass Destruction Act 2005, or under the United Nations Security Council Act 1947, or any other relevant rules or acts, any other relevant act for the time being in force, or by an order issued under any such act in relation to weapons of mass destruction and their delivery systems. So this has become necessary because of the Financial Action Task Force, which requires new safeguards to be introduced in the acts for for being able to control financing of mass destruction activities in our territory. So the 12A2, the new insertion, it allows the government, it gives the government the power to freeze, seize, or attach funds or other financial assets or economic resources. Sir, I think the members of the opposition must understand the significance of this legislation. This is a very important legislation aimed at controlling finances to weapons of mass destruction and terror activities. It's highly unbecoming of some members to disturb such an important discussion in this house, sir, because this discussion was supposed to have happened last Thursday.
Point of order cannot be taken.
This was
That is the
only
ruling of the Honorable Chair.
to allow
When the House is not in
opposition
order,
to participate in this
point of
debate.
order cannot be taken.
And the manner in which the opposition is disturbing discussion is extremely disturbing, sir. So, this amendment also allows the government to freeze, seize, attach funds owned or controlled wholly or jointly, directly or indirectly by such persons who are accused of funding or financing activities relating to weapons of mass destruction. It also allows the government to freeze assets held by them or on behalf of them or at the direction of
Honorable
such
member, you have
persons.
another 2-3 minutes to conclude.
So it's all
You have another 2-3 minutes.
and it has very stringent provisions for confiscating assets, freezing assets of such persons, and the original act also allows such persons to be convicted for a period of up to 5 years. So this is a very important legislation. This legislation will enable our agencies, will enable us to control terror operations in our country, will also allow us to fight the enemies of terror in this country. So, let us take a look at the record.
Please conclude. Please conclude. Your time is running out. Please conclude.
Sir,
Please.
because I've been disturbed, please allow me a few more minutes. I've not been able to make my point, sir. Sir, in this country, we have seen how terror has been politicized by governments. We have seen the previous UPA government coining terms such as Hindu terror, saffron terror, only to mislead investigations into acts of terror and to give a safe passage to a number of terror organizations who have actually caused huge havoc in this country. Sir, Samjhauta blast which happened in 2007.
We'll have to conclude. We'll have to conclude. Your time is out.
Politicized.
There are another
So
5
just
speakers. There are
allow me
another
a
5
minute or two.
speakers. Please, 1 minute. 1 minute, please conclude.
So the UPA government
Honorable Shri Narsimha Rao, 1
politicized
minute.
terror. It has also done appeasement of vote banks only to blame Hindus who are not responsible for any acts of terror. By blaming it on Hindu terror, government tried to indulge in appeasement of terrorism. The NIA court verdict in the Samjhauta blast clearly bear this out. The investigations were not conducted properly and the whole focus was on politics. Sir, Honorable Prime Minister has put terrorism on the global agenda, and at every meet,
Please conclude.
G20,
Please conclude.
BRICS, at every platform, Honorable Prime Minister highlighted the issue of terror, and today the whole focus.
Thank you. We'll have to go to Shri Mahesh Chetmalani ji. We'll have to go to Shri Mahesh Chetmalani ji.
Receives maximum attention only because of Honorable Prime Minister's initiatives.
House is in order. When the House is in order, I'll allow a point of order. House is not in order.
such an
Please
important
conclude.
topic. This is
Please
a
conclude.
travesty of our security.
Please conclude.
This is highly
Thank you.
unbecoming of the opposition.
I'll have to move on.
This parliament to disturb this house on an issue of national security, on the issue of fight against global terror. Thank you, sir.